Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Kirby Fair Show. I'm joined by the ever so beautiful and gracious Sam.
Hello. Thank you for the intro.
Sam, as always, thank you for being so generous with your time, um, being so flexible. I've had one of those nights where you're kind of like, yeah, this adds up. You know, everyone goes
Chaos.
through it. The dog is in and out all night because the dog is sick because you gave it too many treats of the good treats because she was actually being good for once. And then, the cops pull over a young woman outside of your apartment because she pulled over sleeping in her car because she was tired. And
Crazy.
allegedly, there was a breaking and entering nearby. And so they assumed it was her. But my note, I said, Caroline, go make sure they put this in the report. Because, of course, Caroline went out there. She'd gotten out and went to the back of the car to change her shoes because that girl was wearing slippers, like flip flops.
Someone's breaking in flip flops.
Exactly. And then she went and put on her tennis shoes, and I was like, Caroline, if I'm a personal defense lawyer, I would definitely want to know in the report that she was wearing flip flops because no woman is breaking and entering in flip flops. That's for sure. When she has her tennis shoes right behind her. Come on. But anyways, I'm awake now for the most part, and we've got a very special short edition of the Kirby Fair Show just to talk about the Super Bowl. And to get us in the mood, Sam, Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Duval.
Duval. It's still going. Liam Cohen, new coach of the Jags. Not related to the Super Bowl at all, but had a very interesting cheer for Jacksonville.
This man, I'm so worried about him. To show up in the scene like that as a goober, that was his first, real media cameras on him, and he gets up and he's like, what's the best county? Duval.
It's that plus the whole drama of he interviewed for the Jags. They're like we're not firing our previous GM Trent Baalke. He's like, okay, then I'm staying with the Bucks and becoming the highest paid coordinator. And then they fired Trent Baalke, and apparently the Bucks front office is trying to contact Liam Cohen, and he's like, oh, sorry, I'm taking my kid to the doctor, but really he's meeting with Jacksonville to become the head coach now. Crazy. And then you follow it up with that. Yeah. What county was he going to interview, Kirby?
Duval. Where's Jacksonville located?
I think it's in Duval.
That sounds right. But speaking of Goober, this is going to be a great transition. Speaking of Goober head coaches who had a terrible first interview with the press, Philadelphia. Coach Nick Sirianni has brought the Eagles back to the Super Bowl for the second time in 3 years. And he actually started his career in front of the media saying, we're going to put the seeds in the ground and we're going to water them and we're going to make real good flowers. And
I put a picture of a flower up, right, and it's coming through the ground, and the roots are growing out, and the roots are continuing to grow out. And the only way the roots grow out every single day, and they grow stronger and they grow better, is if that we all water, we all fertilize, we all do our part to water to make sure that when it does pop out, it really pops out and it grows.
Kirby, I think maybe this is what we need to track is the first press conference of a new coach. Maybe it has to be cringy because you think about Sirianni, you think about Dan Campbell and the biting the kneecaps thing. Yep. Now we got Liam Cohen. We got Mr. Duval. So hey, check back in a year or two. Maybe the Jags will be winning the AFC South.
Who knows?
Yeah,
it seems like it because now we've got for the second time the rematch of the 2022 Super Bowl. We have the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles to play in Super Bowl LIX. I believe that's 59.
Yeah.
Great.
Or Super Bowl LIX.
Super Bowl LIX is, the way to say it now. It's going to take place 7 days from now, February 9th at 6:30. Take note of that early kickoff. It's not at 8. It's not at 7:30. It's at 6:30. So your guests will leave at an appropriate time.
And what county is it happening in, the Super Bowl this year?
It's not in Jacksonville,
I
is
know.
it?
I was trying to give you a layup there. I don't know what county New Orleans is in, but it's in the Caesar Superdome, the Super Bowl this year.
I was
down
like,
in NOLA.
what? You really threw me off with that one.
Sorry.
Yes, and the halftime show will be Kendrick Lamar. Notably, Lil Wayne is not performing, even though it's his city, apparently.
His city. Yeah.
Well,
he's a Packers fan. Did you know that?
That's a shame.
He's like a big Packers fan.
What happened to the Saints? He was like so alive during the Saints. Being good.
Yeah.
I was in the 4th grade. He was like a person.
He was a person.
But I guess he was also really a person too.
Arguably like more of a person.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Look, I did it too.
Anyway,
now I'm a Chiefs fan.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to the halftime show just to see them play like Not Like Us and get the beef with Drake going again.
Exactly.
But Kirby, there's not
Yes.
just a halftime show. There's a half before and a half
and
after.
a half after. You're right.
And there were 2 halves of another Super Bowl, like you said, in 2022. And remind us what happened. Remind us what happened in that Super Bowl, Kirby.
Well, Sam, it was a barn burner between the Chiefs and the Eagles. It was 38-35 with a game-winning kick by, as I wrote, the most sexist asshole in the NFL in recent history, Harrison Butker. Notably, you can go look it up. This is supposed to be a short episode. And actually, the Eagles were favored by 1.5, which is interesting because now the Chiefs are favored by 1.5.
It's crazy to think about like where we were, because this was 3 years ago. Patrick Mahomes has 1 Super Bowl and 2 appearances at this point, I think, and he's playing in his 3rd in 2022.
Yeah, he's a dog. Like, it's
and
insane.
Now, yeah.
I mean, all of last year too, they were the Chiefs were underdogs in all of the playoff games.
Yeah.
Notably, because everyone was not making money on the Chiefs.
A lot has happened since then in 3 short years.
Yeah. Notably, that was actually Jalen Hurts' last good game without criticism, where he had 300 yards, 70 rushing yards, and 4 touchdowns. But as it happens when you play Patrick Mahomes, you still lose.
Yep.
But since then, yeah, Jalen Hurts has taken a lot of criticism. I'll start with the Eagles side. Yep. Since after post-Super Bowl, losing the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts signed a $255 million contract. Notably, he has a female agent. And then they went 10-1 in the next season and then lost the last 6 games of the season and then lost in the first round of playoffs. So it was like the worst skid in NFL history. And then we got Jason Kelce retired. So that was a bummer. But on the plus side, they signed Saquon Barkley from the New York Giants, like we talked about in the last episode. And they had a rocky start. They were 2-2. And then Coach Sirianni, as the weird man we've already discussed, shaved all of his hair off, kind of like Sam back in the summer.
Throwback.
Right, Sam?
Yep.
Didn't you just look at yourself? And
I saw the video from a summer ago, and I'm like, whoa, I was buzzed.
It was a crazy look. But since the haircut, the Eagles are on a 10-game winning streak, so almost like the exact opposite of the last year. So
what do they say?
A good bit has happened.
Hair holds memories, so get all the bad memories off of Sirianni's head, and boom, 10-game win streak.
There you go. Why don't you tell us, go over the Chiefs side of things in a sense then?
One of the biggest, I don't know if it's a sports narrative, but just like narrative is Taylor Swift, international superstar, has started dating Travis Kelce, tight end for the Chiefs, and they've been the talk of the town in like every game she's at. We're getting camera shots of her in the private booth, and she seems really into it. She was hanging with Caitlin Clark, I think, in the playoff game in the booth, which is also, that's crazy.
Caitlin Clark apparently is a fan.
Yeah, I think Iowa, there's not a lot going on for NFL there. Also, I think
was a Packers fan.
Isn't Taylor Swift wasn't she formerly an Eagles fan? So there's another little twist for it.
I mean, I guess she was from...
I think there's pictures of her wearing Eagles gear I've seen.
She's from Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
She wasn't at the game that was the Kelsey. Well, it's really just been the domination of the Kelseys in the media, because it was the Kelsey Super Bowl.
Yep. And then after
and
that,
the year before that. And now it's
Taylor Swift.
And everyone hates women being successful, so.
And yeah, speaking of hating women, Patrick Mahomes' wife, Brittany, has revealed herself as a Trump girly by liking an Instagram post, and Trump really liked that, and much to the dismay of the fans. Well, some fans, I guess, not all fans.
Much to the dismay of like half of America.
Half of America.
Because then you've gotten like this Taylor Swift shit. We've gotten Patrick Mahomes' wife's a Trump girly. We've gotten Travis Kelce's performing in England. We hear about, what's his name's wife has a new show. But
it's like,
I was
going to say, all this stuff is happening off the field, and like you think about what's happening on the field, and it's like so underrated compared to everything else. Kirby has it right here in our doc that the Chiefs have won 17 straight one-score games.
Yes, sir.
Which is insane. It's like, oh, flip those, and wow. So yeah, they went 15-1 before the final week of the regular season when they started Carson Wentz. Yes, Kirby.
I would like to note the impact of being on a 17-game one-score winning streak, because the Bengals did not make the playoffs, and we're in the exact same situation where they lost all of their one-game.
It's like the narratives. The narratives flip one-score games.
We could be talking Joe Burrow right now, but we aren't. We're talking about other teams. So please continue, Sam. If you were being paid, you would have gotten a raise.
Well, I'll note here that this season the Chiefs have been averaging 23 points per game. I think there's Tilly's tail. I think they haven't scored over 30 in a game. I don't know if that's still true or not, but I think
they scored 30 against Buffalo.
They did. I think it was up until that point they had not scored over 30 points. Sorry, Tilly's on the keyboard.
It's like Gigi. She like really shockingly can get on a keyboard. I don't understand her. Like, she's somehow a cat, but also 20 pounds. You know what? I'd like to see one of those monsoon cats.
Monsoon cats? I don't know what that is.
The big ones? Maine Coon.
Oh, Maine Coon. Yeah, I do know what that is. We used to have some of those. They are pretty big. But yeah, speaking of big, this is a big game
losers.
Coming up. Oh. I don't know how to.
No, you're good.
Get somewhere from
I just put everything in here. This note doc is purely just stats and then compared to the Saints and how bad the Saints are.
The Saints. So, but yeah, that's been the road to get to the Super Bowl.
So we're talking the matchup here, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking Eagles on this side. Ooh, I'm gonna like put a thing over this, and we're talking the Chiefs on this side, and they're about to go like this.
One note again: Chiefs are 1.5 favorites, so keep that in mind.
Which really means nothing. That's like a
toss up.
I wonder if the money line, I'm sure, is minus on both.
Yeah.
If you know what that means. I don't even know what minus means. But anyways, maybe I'll bet this game. Anyways, so the Chiefs, despite going 15-1, which I will not call it 15-2 because the last game they lost
We're washing Carson Wentz out of the history books.
Truly,
this is Carson Wentz erasure.
Rooting for Carson Wentz to really bring down, the Broncos, and then we'd have Joe Burrow into the playoffs. But anyways, the Chiefs have been quote unquote bailed out by calls all season long. The latest were some roughing the passer and Josh Allen on not making that fourth down play, which when I look at it, I don't think he made it. And other teams really hasn't helped this narrative. Like the Texans, after they won, the Chiefs won in the first round of the playoffs. A lot of them said, we knew it was really going to be us versus the refs going into this game. So, everyone already hates the Chiefs, and there's kind of just like, no one's really, they're making excuses because the Chiefs are good. And it's like, people get calls left and right in the NFL Like, notably, honestly, the Bills in the game against the Ravens. Do you remember that pass interference play on Keon Coleman? Against Keon Coleman?
I think so, yeah.
They went on to score a touchdown, and then the Ravens came back and actually scored like a bunch more. But still. But I was watching it, and I actually threw myself a flag, as I do.
She carries one in her pocket.
In this bar, I throw a flag because I was like, offensive pass interference. Because Keon Coleman completely knocked this dude down. And then they get on the mic and they're like, yeah, defensive pass interference. We're going to, move it up to the spot of the foul, first down. And I'm like, I guess. But that was a huge call that, everyone will pretend to ignore until, I don't know. If the Chiefs get a single call this year, this game, it's going to be, the script isn't real. I'm sorry the Chiefs are better. And also the second thing is that Patrick Mahomes isn't even good anymore. I'm going to throw out some numbers at you guys. He, comparatively to Jalen Hurts, he had a 93, Patrick Mahomes had a 93 passer rating compared to Jalen Hurts, who had I totally wrote this down, 103, which is 16th in the league, and had 25 touchdowns to 11 interception, and was sacked 36 times, which was 2 less than Jalen Hurts. So, if you think about it, the teams are pretty evenly matched up as basic teams to make the Super Bowl, and maybe that's why people are mad and don't want to watch it. But, you're like, sure, yeah, Patrick Mahomes, when he burst out on the scene, he had like 40 touchdowns. And
yeah, he's gone from like pushing the ball down the field with these huge plays to then defenses are like, we're doing 2 high safeties now. And so now it's just like, all right, Patrick Mahomes will tear you apart down the field.
Anyways, go ahead and talk about, please go ahead and talk about the Phillies. The Phillies.
That's outside of my knowledge, unfortunately, but the Eagles, I could fill in here. The Eagles, they've gone here, like we mentioned earlier, they had a 10-game win streak, but it hasn't been without its drama. Their passing game is interesting, People have been really getting on Jalen Hurts. A wide receiver on the Eagles, A.J. Brown, said that they need to improve passing in December. Jalen Hurts throws an average of 200 yards per game, which is 20th, or he is 20th in passing yards. But he has above a 103 passer rating, like Kirby said, with only 5 interceptions.
100 is deemed to be good. Good.
And I don't know who this is quoting, but quote, has been in a straitjacket.
He said that. Jalen Hurts said that.
Jalen Hurts said that?
Yes, and after the last game, he was like, and it kind of proved everything. Because he was like, yeah, I guess coach finally left me out of my straitjacket. And it's like, okay, so we've been right. They have been not letting you throw the ball.
It's like, dog, the Commanders turned the ball over like 4 or 5 times or whatever. It wasn't that hard. But yeah, kind of to put a bow on the passing game woes is A.J. Brown was caught in the playoff game against the Packers reading like a self-help book, which we had mentioned previously. And the quotes and stuff
highlight of the season
were like basically ways to like prevent yourself from crashing out. It's like, if you want to experience greatness, like you need to, you're going to be challenged and stuff. It's like, dude, does this guy hate Jalen Hurts?
It seems like it. If you're a goddamn football player, I remember just playing soccer. If we were drinking water behind the bench, our coach would be like, get over here. You have to watch your teammates. You have to watch the game. You can't be over there like dilly-dallying, stop talking, girls, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, the goss does not wait for anyone, first of all. And second of all, I'm watching the game, guys. I was just in there. Put me in if you really want me to watch.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine, oh my God, if someone would have been reading a book on the sidelines of like a U15 soccer game. Are you kidding me?
Oh, gosh.
You even wrecked for like being late to practice because you like had Mu Alpha Theta practice.
Not sure what that is, but yeah.
Math team?
Oh, I don't think my school had that, or I wasn't in it.
That's our dance.
Whoa, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought right there. Conversely to the passing game, the Eagles' rushing game has been on fire. They acquired Saquon Barkley in the offseason because the Giants released him, which everyone is like, why did you do that now? Saquon, he ran so much he almost broke the single season rushing record, but he decided to sit out the last game where he needed
Chose not
55.
to.
Yeah, he needed 55 yards to get it. That's kind of a lot for a meaningless week, 18 game before you already know you're the 2 seed.
I don't
But
know. It's
the
Saquon
record-
Barkley, though. Like, he probably would have broke out. The first
On, like, the
run
first play.
against the Commanders was a 60-yard run. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I
He's
feel like if it
fighting
was
for his
like
legacy, too, honestly.
I feel like if it was like 5 yards, it'd be like, all right, boom, put him in for a few plays.
But remember
but yeah,
a couple years ago, Travis Kelce didn't play? He was going to have like his 12th
I think so.
1,000 receiving yard
Yeah.
season, but he didn't play, and he had 10 left.
That's that just shows you what these guys are focused on. They're focused on the Lombardi. Saquon, he was in the MVP conversations, but they don't give that award to running backs anymore.
Is the NFL
maybe-
honors tonight?
Oh, is it? I don't actually know.
I feel like we should know who the MVP is. I'm going to look that up.
It's the 6th at 9 p.m.
Wait, it's right before? Oh, interesting. Okay.
So,
I was like, are they going to compete with the Grammys?
whoa, that'd be crazy.
NFL's coming for everyone.
Putting you on notice. Yeah, and then the Eagles capping it off. They have the number 1 defense and the exciting whites that Kirby wrote here because they got Cooper DeJean from Iowa and Reed Blankenship.
Have you not heard of the exciting whites?
No, I've heard of it. That's what they're calling the Lakers now with Luka and
Let's
Dalton Connect
go.
and Austin Reeves.
Let's go. I'm always searching for, that. I'm always searching for a best white player of the NBA.
Just go to Los Angeles.
Yeah, we've got it there. But, the Eastern Europeans.
The Eastern Europeans.
They don't count.
Dude, if Yugoslavia was still around, they would be dominating the Olympics.
If they had one, they'd have their NBA satellite team over there.
Yeah, for real.
I don't know how I feel like about there's something about notoriously, Pat McAfee loves it when a white guy is like good at something black people are good at. And I'm like, man, you really should tread a little lighter there.
I think
it's like,
I think the inverse is cool. Like, don't the Steelers have a black punter? It's like, whoa.
yes,
You don't see that a lot, but this guy, he can punt.
it's like, I guess it's kind of like a feat, like when you see like a
Feet?
red panda or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or wait, no. What is it, like a black sheep? No, that's bad.
I don't know what you're going for.
Like a special version.
Mm-hmm.
And they have their special white people that can be DBs, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And Cooper DeJean is one of those. And luckily for him, he has not turned into trying to want to be black person. So you know how sometimes that can go down poorly.
Did you see the video?
Kirk Cousins.
Speaking of the Lakers, when they were in Philly this last week, and LeBron went over to dap up the Eagles secondary, and Cooper DeJean got his hand out about to go dap up LeBron, but LeBron didn't even look at him.
No, good for you, LeBron.
Poor
Keep
Cooper.
him in check.
Yeah, can't let the rookie's ego go too high.
Yeah, just because he's an exciting white doesn't mean that white doesn't go dull.
But yeah, excitement. That's what we're looking at next Sunday, and I think kind of as we're closing down, Kirby, how do you feel about the haters that are out there for the Chiefs? It seems like everyone, like you said, doesn't want to watch the Chiefs. They're going for the three-peat, the first one in the Super Bowl era. But yeah,
Sam, last night I was talking to some pals. One of them's a big Buffalo guy, and we were talking about the Super Bowl, and it usually, as it does, it comes out that I'm a Chiefs fan. And they're like, what are you like? These are the law students, so they're like, said a bunch of stuff about like oppression and like different words from books that I haven't read. And I was like, whoa.
words.
Let's slow down. First of all, they were like, do you like oppression? And I was like, first of all, yes, I'm half white. And so that got them off my back a little bit, to which I could then say, look, I became a Chiefs fan before they were good. Because sometimes you just need to believe in something on Sundays.
Yeah.
And you need to have a team.
Maybe that's devil worship with how the Chiefs have been doing.
But yeah, so then I go. And the Buffalo guy actually hears me. And he's like, you know what? I get it. Because let's go back to this thing that the guy said at the beginning. He was like, this is communalism.
This is communalism.
And, again, with all of these things in the books that I don't know, I was like, half got defensive. Because I was like, that could be a negative word. And he was like, it's really all about like the community coming together in the NFL. And I was like, wow, that's so beautiful for the evening I just had.
Coming together to root against the Chiefs. Is that the argument?
No, the argument is we should be a community, guys, because people have named the Chiefs the villains, and you guys need to get over yourselves. Here are the reasons why. Is it fatigue? Are you mad that the Chiefs are so good? Are you mad that 6 years ago, actually, remember, you guys were cheering on the Chiefs?
It's true.
To beat the Patriots in the AFC Championship? And because you were mad at the Patriots for being so good? And even back then, Mahomes' jersey was the leading seller I looked up. So there's a lot of you looking dumb now in these Patrick Mahomes jerseys, I'm sure. Or you got another Josh Allen one or something like that. And is it the close games? Is it envy? Is it because they pull it out and they still end up beating your team, even though your team gives up the best fight of their lives and then they still lose? Or is it the Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift coverage? Guys, grow up. People are paid to cover golf. And if we can watch golf, we can watch Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce coverage. We can watch Taylor Swift in the booth every time the Chiefs score a touchdown. Boo! They would put it on Mama Kelce too. What, you're going to roast Mama Kelce? No.
Never.
You're going to roast Taylor Swift because she's too good at what she does? Because she loves hard and moves on from men when it doesn't work out? No, we can't do that. And we can't hate the Chiefs. Because you know what, Sam?
Mm-hmm.
This is my take. Well, all of you are being mad about the Chiefs and think they're the villains and wanting them to lose. You're completely missing out that we are witnessing history. We're watching excellence unfold before us as a team that is too good to just be beat by in a one-score game. That's X's and O's. That's coaching. That's Patrick Mahomes. Like, they're the most creative and special team, and it's not their fault, that other teams just, like, can't keep up. And maybe one day soon, maybe Sunday, someone will figure it out, and that's great for them. But it's also not the Chiefs' fault that the Bills keep trading picks with the Chiefs so that they can draft players that end up blazing them in the playoffs. Xavier Worthy and Patrick Mahomes. The Bills really should honestly stop trading with the Chiefs. But yeah, guys, just embrace it. Watch your football. Say, that was this great time in history, like 20 years ago, when the Chiefs just won 3 in a row. Can you believe that? No one's done that since. That Patrick Mahomes guy, wow, and Travis Kelce, what a duo they were. But right now you're just mad, and that, that's an activity too. Look, I was asked what's in for 2024 or 2025, and I said judging and being mean. So, look, in that spirit, go ahead. That's all, Sam. I rest my case.
Case rested. I don't know how I follow that up. I should have gone first, I feel like.
No,
but
ahead.
Yeah. I was gonna say something similar. Like, people I think are tired, fatigued in the moment. But if the Chiefs win a three-peat, you can look back on it in 10 years, and be like, wow, we were in the middle of history right then.
Thank you.
And it'll have more weight. Me personally, I was rooting hard for Josh Allen, but they lost. I don't really have a dog in the fight for the Chiefs or the Eagles. I want to see a good game. I think Eagles at all positions except quarterback are probably better than the Chiefs. But the Chiefs have Mahomes and also
kicker.
And better coaching on the Chiefs side. So I think if I had to US dollars on the game, I would put it on the Chiefs for Mahomes and Andy Reid.
And so many people are going to put it on the Philadelphia Eagles because they're mad. And
I think it would be cool to see Saquon get a ring, but aside from that, I'm like, I don't really care about the Eagles.
I don't really care. But yeah, the Chiefs will be playing the Philadelphia Eagles. My pick is obviously the Chiefs. I predicted it, as I said at the top. I told you so. And I'm excited. I'm excited for a repeat to watch the Chiefs. Oh, and every time there's been a repeat, within 4 years, I think, the person that won first won again. So,
really? Wow.
Yeah, It's looking like it. If history stays true, which history typically does, we'll be crowning the Chiefs as the first team to go back to back to back in the Super Bowl era, and we will be seeing Taylor Swift down there with all of the red and yellow confetti falling down on her.
Do you think we're going to be seeing Travis Kelce down on one knee?
There is a bet on that.
There is a bet?
Yes, there is a wager you can make. And
I feel like I gotta say yes.
I feel like it's none of my business. Those are grown people's lives.
No fun.
I mean, like, if Taylor Swift wanted to get married, sure, but like that's up to her. And I don't know her.
No fun.
I mean, like, would that be like her like childhood fantasy come to light? Yes, she would be Juliet and he would be Romeo.
I think that would be the peak of Travis Kelce's life, honestly. Like, just won a three-peat
100%
and engaged to Taylor Swift.
But I bet she would like to like see him in his pads with like a gray t-shirt over it with Super Bowl championship.
The Super Bowl champ. She's stolen the hat off of his head.
Oh, they kiss.
He has the Lombardi in one hand and he gets down. Taylor.
He proposes with the Lombardi.
With the Lombardi. He's like,
I could see
in the Lombardi
swept.
trophy, he goes, and there's a ring inside.
No, that would be television.
Now that.
Well, Sam, I'm very excited for the Super Bowl. I on the fence about having a party, but we'll see. You know, I've had one the past 2 years, and my first one was the Chiefs and Eagles, and we still have all of the green and green and red from that one. So
dang,
we'll see.
We need, if you've had two parties in a row, you've only seen Chiefs win, so maybe you need to throw a party.
I know, but I'm kind of like trying to get off my Omen shit. Because there's been a lot of bad things happening, and we're already on Omen 2, so I'm really worried about Omen 3 happening. So I'm trying to disengage from superstition. But maybe the Chiefs winning will take away Omen number 2, and we can reset a little bit.
Vacuumed. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you for joining, Sam. What's your pick?
I'm going Chiefs. I don't have any reason to pick against them, honestly.
Perfect. Love to hear it. And just early odds for next season. Who's going to win?
Early odds for next season?
The right answer is the Chiefs.
Come on. We can't do a 4-peat, can we?
I have no reason not to. Saints are back. The Saints can even hire a goddamn coach.
Yeah. Oh, I guess Kellen Moore is still in the playoffs. That's who they're looking at right now. Thanks.
Anyways. Thank you for listening. You can follow us at at Kirby Ferris Show, at Old Sam. You can find my name is also Kirby Ferris. I'm on there as well if you just want to see what I'm up to on a day-to-day basis. It's pretty much just reposting what's on the Kirby Ferris Show. So yeah, thank you all for joining. I hope you enjoy the Super Bowl special and the Super Bowl and Kendrick Lamar, and we'll be here afterwards to go over it.
Recap it. Yep.
Thank you for listening. Sam, thank you for joining. Always a treat.
Shout out.
Go Chiefs. You have one? You want to say one?
No, I'm not really pulling for either team. I'm just predicting. Go Kendrick, let's get a good halftime show.
Go SZA.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna be good.